Hi, I'm Jim in for BFR, and here is your coronavirus update for Tuesday, July 28th. It's being fussy today. There we go. Let's take a look at today's report. We did have an above average day across the board on our metrics. 34,000 tests, which is one of the highest days. In fact, when you factor in just viral tests and remove the number of antibody tests, it's actually the second highest day for tests. And that drove 4,209 cases. That's our fifth highest day on record. But I will point out that 3 of the last 6 days have been over 4,000 new cases. So we've got a high volume of new cases continuing on this week as we look at the data. One of the benefits we are seeing of additional tests and testing volume, as I mentioned yesterday, has been healthy, is that we're seeing a lower percentage of positive rates. So we want to see that go down and ultimately be 5% or below. That's the metric that the government leaders have said is the place you want to be. If we look back to last week, our 7-day average had been running about 15 to 16% positive, and we had a low number of cases. That typically means that we are testing fewer asymptomatic people and more people who are showing signs. So getting that down to 12% or so is good. 13.6% is the 7-day average. So we are definitely coming down. And once we get Friday's big test day factored out later this week, that number may come down even more, which would be really positive for us. On to the mortality rate. We had 54 deaths reported. That is down about a third from last week when we had the really spiky reports that included backlog data. However, even 54 is still 10 higher than our 7-day average of 44. So we want to watch tomorrow and Friday and see if we're going to see a pattern similar to what we saw last week with high deaths on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. The number of beds in use was 3157. Last week at the same day was 3155. So we're seeing a bit of a plateau here, which I think we'll take as a positive. It's not getting worse, but it's not getting better either. New hospitalizations was over 399 for the 5th time in 8 days. So you're getting these metrics, as I said, similar to cases that are starting to be relatively flat along the last 2 weeks for our spike here. Again, hospitalizations still high, active hospitalizations still high, but not getting worse so far this week. One interesting thing to point out is we watched the RT trend a little bit. RT is supposedly the number that says how many other people one positive person impacts. Right now, that number, according to RT.live, is 0.99. So one person is infecting less than one other person. That's right on the line there, but that number we want to be below 1. So that would be a good sign if the trend really is holding true. But basically 1-to-1 will mean that we pretty much stay flat versus start to go down. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Typically, I share the CCU data as well, but as of 5 o'clock, that data was not available. So we will catch that up again tomorrow. So that's it for today. Appreciate everybody checking in on the update, and we will be back tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have at least today's CCU data and maybe 2 days worth of data so we can keep an eye on that as well. Thanks to everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.